All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, double honor to Apostles, great millstone, and salutations to the elect, which you ought to be. Now, it's your brother Hawaii from GMS Chicago, and pretty much I'm finna get into a quick lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because Esau, even the so-called white man, he's establishing a new world order that comes in with the mark of the beast, which is the R.F.I.D chip, which represents radio frequency identification. You know what I'm saying? Which is also underneath the name of near field communication, which is NFC, which uses RFID technology. You know what I'm saying? You also have something called Neuralace, where it's a nano technology that they shoot into your bloodstream that biomerges with your brain, where you be able to control machines. And another one is electronic tattoo, just put it out there, you know. Electronic tattoo, which according to Leviticus 19:28, you're not supposed to make any cuttings in thy flesh. You know what I'm saying? Which a tattoo does. A tattoo cuts into your body. You know what I'm saying? You know? And you know, and Esau Edom, he don't want no rebels. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get right into it. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. And that's talking about this system. You know what I'm saying? You know, because when they make this mark of the beast mandatory, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be the order. You know what I'm saying? They want people to follow the order. If they don't follow the order, this is what's going to happen. It says, and causes that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you don't follow, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't trying to have this mark of the beast, if you ain't trying to follow the ways of Esau, even the so-called white man, he's going to kill you. That's why he has FEMA camps, you know what I'm saying, that have coffins that hold 5 to 6 people. And that's just one coffin alone. That's why they have guillotines and stuff to chop people necks off, you know what I'm saying, and probably different other torture tactics and stuff, just so you can send on to him, you know what I'm saying. But if you don't, you know what I'm saying, you'll be killed for not worshiping the beast, you know what I'm saying, you know. And this is First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 41. It says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. And this is a Grecian king in the time of the Greeks. You know what I'm saying? Antiochus Epiphanes. And it says, so he wanted everybody to become one people. You know what I'm saying? He bringing out a order, you know, a new world order of how he want his kingdom to run. You know what I'm saying? And all his subjects, you know what I'm saying, will have to follow. You know, and it says, verse 42, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. And the Israelites are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and confusion of faces whose bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who are Israelites. You know what I'm saying? You know, and these Israelites, they consented, meaning that they followed what King Antiochus was talking about. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same way today. Here you have 2/3, you know what I'm saying, who's going to follow Esau Edom, because in John 8:44, it says, ye are of your father the devil. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to follow Esau Edom. You know what I'm saying? They're going to follow this white man. And whatever he says, it does. You know what I'm saying? Because they give benefits, you know what I'm saying, they going to do, you know? It's back in verse 43, it says, and sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath. It says, so they're making a switching of kings. No longer are they following Yahweh Shem Yahshai, which Yahweh is the heavenly father, who the world ignorantly calls Jehovah, a God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, or Yeshua, or Yeshaya, or Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? And they're making a changing of kings, you know, because then the only way for you to consent is another word to agree. You know what I'm saying? And it says, verse 44, it says, for the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. It says, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festive days. Meaning, like today, you know what I'm saying? 2/3 Jakes, they don't follow the Shabbat, you know what I'm saying, which is the day of rest, you know what I'm saying, which the Lord said keep holy. You know what I'm saying? They don't follow the atonement. You know what I'm saying? They don't follow the feast of dedication. You know what I'm saying? They don't follow the holy days that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has set up. You know what I'm saying? But they like today to the days, the holidays, you know what I'm saying, which is the days of Esau Edom, you know what I'm saying, because he set them up, you know what I'm saying, which when you look really behind them, it's always something evil behind it, you know what I'm saying, it's always some type of wicked reason for them to have that holiday. And I'm talking about Thanksgiving, I'm talking about Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, New Year's, Valentine's Day, Black Friday, because Valentine's Day was some guy named Valentino who got killed. You know what I'm saying? Thanksgiving, the Native American Indians, which be the Gadites and Seminole Indians, the Reubenites who got slaughtered by the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? That's what you celebrating. You celebrating the death of your brethren. You know what I'm saying? For your Israelites. And Halloween is a high left-handed high wicked day for these Edomites, man, and these heathens and wicked jakes that could sit onto them, doing these different sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? Just to conjure up demons, just to be put on upon Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the scripture says in Amos the 5th chapter that the Lord despised your feast days, and it's talking about these holidays because it's against the Lord. It's on the left hand side. You know what I'm saying? Black Friday is when the Negroes were sold for discount prices. You know what I'm saying? You keeping a memorial when this white man, you know what I'm saying, Esau Edom, has fucked you over. And fucks you over and over and over and over again in your face. You know what I'm saying? You celebrate him messing you over in your face. This is verse 46. It says, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. You know what I'm saying? And in the ways of this world, you know what I'm saying? It says in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? Which is Esau Edom. You know what I'm saying? Because he is considered the wicked. The heathens will be considered the sons of men. You know what I'm saying? The Israelites are the sons of God. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that with the Israelites following the ways of the wicked, they being polluted, man. The holy people are being polluted. And it says, verse 47, it says, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. It says that they should also leave their children uncircumcised, talking about keeping the foreskin. You know what I'm saying? Because in the law, you know what I'm saying, when your child is, when your son is 8 years old, you know what I'm saying, I believe you supposed to cut off the foreskin, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is only right, because every time if somebody still got foreskin on their rod, they got to pull it back. You know what I'm saying? And it could be already cut off and stuff. You just washing, you clean it, this, that, and the other. But if you don't pull back the foreskin when it come down to cleaning it, all types of infectious diseases can develop from that, man, because it's not being clean. It says verse 49, it says to the end, I read 48 again. It says that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, which are the ways of the heathen. Jeremiah the 10th chapter says, follow not the ways of the heathen, man. You know what I'm saying? Micah 2:10 says, this is not your rest, for it will pollute you with for it is polluted, and it will pollute you with a sword of destruction, man. You know what I'm saying? And that is true. All the things that you do and stuff, you know what I'm saying, all the ways of the world and stuff is for your destruction, so you can stay at the bottom, so this base man can continue to rule over you, man. You know what I'm saying? He's not even the top either. You know, he's the one who's just in rulership right now. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that he's the worst of the worst. He's below all these other heathens, man. You know what I'm saying? And it says, verse 49, it says, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. Because when you read Judas, the 5th chapter, it talks about how if we don't follow the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, then it will be for our ruin. And when you read through the scriptures, every time the nation of Israel had put on another custom or followed another king and announced another to be their king instead of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, what happened? The curses fell upon us. We got killed. Animals came and destroyed us. We got sent in captivity, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? This is it says, verse 50, it says, and whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Revelations 13 and 15. If you don't consent onto Esau Edom's new world order, you know what I'm saying? Which is when he makes this R.F.I.D chip, which is the mark of the beast, no longer voluntary, but mandatory. You know what I'm saying? Where you have to get it. If you don't get it, you be a rebel like the Israelites who did not like it even goes for you women as well. You know what I'm saying? Children as well. You know what I'm saying? We get into that. That if you do not follow after him, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get put to death. You know what I'm saying? They have the guillotines and coffins that hold 5 to 6 people is for a reason. Because for everybody who rebels, they're gonna be considered an enemy, a terrorist, domestic terrorists. You know what I'm saying? You know, even their own people, if they not trying to be down with it, guess what? They're getting killed as well. You know what I'm saying? And right, and I'm gonna go to this is Revelation chapter 13 verse 16. It says, and he calls all, both small and great, and that small and great is talking about child and adult. You know what I'm saying? Even teenager, you know what I'm saying? Within the ages, you know, however young. It could be a newborn babe, they gotta get chipped. You know what I'm saying? It could be an old man, old woman, they gotta get chipped. You know what I'm saying? And it says rich and poor, you know, rich and poor, you know what I'm saying? From homeless all the way to you know, to Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, you know, money like that, you know what I'm saying? Or even above that as well. You know what I'm saying? It says free and bond. Free will be, you know, regular Jakes being able to come out to the corner store, buy them a 50-cent juice. You know what I'm saying? The bond would be the, you know, whoever that's in jail. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because this message is really for you Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? Because to hell with the heathens. You know what I'm saying? And it says bond, like I said, the bond is pretty much Jakes that's in jail, you know what I'm saying? Or whoever's in jail locked up, you know what I'm saying? It says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that mark is charagma in the Greek, and it means incision, you know, to make a cutting in the flesh, you know what I'm saying? And it's this thing called UPC code, you know what I'm saying, which is Universe Product Code, you know what I'm saying? And I forget the guy's name, but his first, middle, and last name, you know what I'm saying, is 6 characters. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Because on this, the guy is Joseph Laura something, you know what I'm saying? I know his first name is Joseph, and I think his middle name is Laura, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. All you gotta do is type in inventor of the UPC code, of the UPC. You know what I'm saying? And it says that no man might buy or sell. You know what I'm saying? So this proves that, because America, which is Babylon, you know what I'm saying? You know, Babylon goes back to Babal, you know what I'm saying? Which means confusion. And America has that confusion. You know what I'm saying? You know, like it says in Revelations 11:8, it says that this place will be spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. You know what I'm saying? You know, this place is wicked. You know, there's nothing righteous about it. You know what I'm saying? It's profane. You know what I'm saying? What comes with profane is confusion. You know what I'm saying? You got men trying to be women, getting impregnated. You know what I'm saying? You got women taking hormones to grow beards and strap it on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. To go back, when it says, I'll read again, it's Revelation 13:17. It says, "And that no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark or the name of his of the beast, or the number of his name." So yeah, you might not buy or sell. You know what I'm saying? What America, you know, is trying to do is making everything become digital. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have stores where they no longer that they're cashless, because America want to be a cashless society, and this is what they're going to make the R.F.I.D chip, the mark of the beast, be the new currency, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the dollar is crashing. You know what I'm saying? The dollar, pretty soon the dollar is not going to have no value. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ever watched that movie, I Am Legend, when Will Smith and his dog had saw the deer and he chased it, and the dog went into the building. You know what I'm saying? When Will Smith went in there, he stepped on a bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? So it showed that at a point, that money didn't have no value. You know what I'm saying? Which is happening even till today. The money is slowly but surely, I mean, it's quickly and surely losing its value, man. All these other countries no longer want to deal with the dollar bill. They cashing America out. You know what I'm saying? Which is causing America to go to war, which is World War III, which is in the midst. And this is you know, because there's a company down in Wisconsin called 3 Square Market, and what they did is that they was causing all the employees that worked there that they had to pay $300 to get a chip, because they was changing up the structure of their building, where the only way for you to get into doors or get into the workplace is if you had that chip. You know what I'm saying? And that's it says that it says he causes all, both small and great. You know what I'm saying? Causes of all. You know what I'm saying? That they might not buy or sell. So that means that it's going to become a currency. You know what I'm saying? That that the mark of the beast will become a currency. You know what I'm saying? Which they come in with the digital society, man. You know what I'm saying? Verse 18, it says, "Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, and 3 score is 60. So it's saying 660 and 666, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what is that's what the mark of the beast is. Because with the UPC code, you know what I'm saying, it tracks products. You know what I'm saying? So now, whoever takes this chip, they'll be a permanent slave of Esau Edom, because whenever you try to rebel against him, he can make sure you don't have no money where you can't get no food. You know what I'm saying? You know, and with that, I think with the chip, you know what I'm saying, it's laced with cyanide or something like that, or some type of sickness. You know what I'm saying? Don't quote me on it. You know, look it up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm gonna do. And you know, pretty much just don't take the mark of the beast, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do, this was gonna happen to you. This is this Revelations, actually. This Revelations 14. I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, actually, Salakia. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 39. Find it right quick. 39. This Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 39, verse 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death. Famine is pretty much meaning no food. You know what I'm saying? And it says, all these were created for vengeance. You know what I'm saying? Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to the destruction. To destruction. You know what I'm saying? And one of the sword judgments, you know what I'm saying, is the missiles. You know what I'm saying, that all these other countries are developing, you know what I'm saying, you know, to bomb America. You know what I'm saying? And this is Revelation 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Now before in Revelation the 13th chapter it said in his right hand, but now it says in his hand, period. You know what I'm saying? It says the same, verse 10, it says the same shall drink of the wrath, of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. You know what I'm saying? Because Isaiah 47:3 says Yahweh Shai will come back and he won't meet thee as a man. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be in his angelic form, in his angelic body, ready to wreak havoc. And when I say angelic form, I'm talking about the body like Superman, man. You know what I'm saying? Indestructible. Nothing can pierce him. You know what I'm saying? You know, again, shot at by guns, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't doing stuff like it was with the Hulk. You know what I'm saying? You know? And then it says, and the angels talking about the chariots, which are the IFOs, because we know what they are. You know what I'm saying? We know that what Esau Edom considers as UFOs are really identified flying objects by the scriptures, which are the chariots. You know what I'm saying? You know, like in Chicken Little, you're going to have chariots, you know what I'm saying, beaming the elect out, you know what I'm saying, and fight alongside the 144,000 and which is the governing body, and shooting down everybody, Esau Edom, you know what I'm saying, and everybody who's confederate with them. You know what I'm saying? And it says and what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? Sodom and Gomorrah, they got Sodom and Gomorrah, it got shot down with fire and brimstone. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to the missiles, that's going to be the same judgment that's going to happen to America, man. You know what I'm saying? This Revelations chapter 20, verse 4. It says, and I saw the thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, meaning that there was souls who was getting killed. Now this was John, I believe the Revelator, you know what I'm saying? And what he was, you know, he was saying, because it was a vision that the Lord had showed him. You know what I'm saying? He saw people getting beheaded, meaning martyrs for Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, who would not consent unto the heathens' religion, meaning not taking the mark. You know what I'm saying? Meaning not eating no pork. You know what I'm saying? Died for the truth. Just like the few examples, I did a sit down called examples of those who did not bow down. The three holy children, Meshach, Shadrach and Abednego, you know what I'm saying, who got thrown in the furnace because they didn't want to follow Nebuchadnezzar's golden image and not worship every time they heard the music. You know what I'm saying, like the 7 Maccabees brothers. You know what I'm saying, when the king wanted them to eat swine's flesh and they wasn't going and they was getting chopped up, man. You know what I'm saying? One brother at a time. You know what I'm saying? You know? Even in the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, you know what I'm saying, for the women who circumcised their sons, they get their houses got rifled down for keeping the commandments, man. You know what I'm saying? These are true martyrs of the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? And in John saw this, it says, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shai Mashiach 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that, you know, they already know. I mean, the thing is that there will be martyrs in this truth, man. You know what I'm saying? And like Stephen, you know, and they not finna consent. You know what I'm saying? Because the scripture says that we rather glory in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai rather than men. You know what I'm saying? We rather obey God than men. You know what I'm saying? You know, because if you follow men, you know what I'm saying, that's trying to be of this mark of the beast, this, that, and the other and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? The Lord will well, he'll probably keep it where you still alive, where you got to see him personally, ready to destroy your ass. You know what I'm saying? And this is Revelations chapter 16, starting at verse 2. It says I started verse 1. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. You know what I'm saying? Because the image is the system, and what's coming with the system, that mark of the beast. So that means if you take the mark of the beast, you also worship it. You know what I'm saying? You also worshiping this system. You know what I'm saying? You know, meaning that you're announcing Esau Edom to be your king. And if you announce him to be your king, you're committing treason. And when you commit treason, it's off with your head. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be dying for righteousness' sake. You're not going to be dying for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's sake, not for the truth's sake. You'll be dying because you was being wicked and you was numbered amongst them 2/3, which you don't want to be part of, man. You know? And I hope this video was edifying, and I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honor to Apostles, Great Millstone, and salutations to your elect, which we hope to be. Shalom.